Alright guys, I'm going to do a little experiment here. We've got this product here, it's called Fuel Ox. Does all kinds of things, cleans the fuel system, diesel gas. Here's another diesel gas product. For your knowledge, diesel and gas products are a little unique because they neither have cetane or octane. So therefore, quality of the combustion is usually judged based on cetane or octane. So what we're going to do here for simple purposes, and I've just got a couple of tubes that I've done this just to see what happens beforehand, but to show you. So we'll put some fuel in here. It's just an 87 octane pump gas. I'll put some in here. So if we take either one of these, we shake it up, still clean, means it's operable, okay? Both of them the same. Then we introduce this little thing called condensation, just a little tap water. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If we look real close, the very bottom here, we should see little droplets of water that I just put in there. There's a little teeny tiny bit, it's hard to see, but then mix it up. You've got this smokiness. Same thing happens here. So we're going to go ahead and treat with this Fuel Ox over here. You see that I'm putting it in. I don't know, it says like, I don't know, a quarter ounce. It says 3 ounces treats 240 gallons. So we'll put like, we'll just treat the crap out of it and see what it does. There's a quarter ounce-ish. And we'll go ahead and put some of this in here. The other stuff I got. It controls moisture. So we're going to put that in here. Oop, yeah. I guess we treated it 1 ounce to 8 gallons, I think it says. So, for some guys say, oh, just dump it all in. It works. The interesting thing is it did clear it up with the seafoam, but we have this glob of 114 octane ethanol sitting at the bottom. So we'll take a look at the Fuel Ox. Oh, interesting. Same glob. Mix up the Fuel Ox. I guess that's what they call controlling moisture in fuels. That one, same way. So, I guess that's what they call controlling. Interesting thing is if we take both of these, kind of put them side by side here, can't really see a whole lot of anything, but I understand that ASTM standard states clearly that fuel must be clean and clear in order to be operable. So I guess that would be what they call clean, because you can't see a glob. Interesting thing is, Fuel Ox is still smoky. Seafoam is smoky. So we're going to let those sit for just a couple seconds. So back to the octane and the cetane rating. This one doesn't have an octane or a cetane, but it can be used in gas or diesel. I'm going to just take a guess and say they have a detergent package, which is always beneficial, and it appears to have an upper cylinder lubricant. Then when we take this one, this adds lubricity to fuel. I'm not sure how much lubricity it's adding. There's no real technical data sheet on this. But if it de-ices and anti-gels, like it states there, typically that means it's got isopropyl alcohol in it. So that, in my opinion, is not the most beneficial thing for your engine. But if we look, we have that same stratification and that glob of 114 octane ethanol in the phase separated fuel. And then if we look real close here, it's not as prominent, but it is there. See if I can get that to come up. It's starting to fall out. So it's managing. Yeah, you can kind of see if I twist it really fast. Right there as it rolls around. But guys, I wouldn't use this in my fuel personally. Just seeing stuff like this, I've been sucked into so many additives over the years that it's kind of frustrating overall to realize that, man, there's just a lot of people taking advantage of folks. So what I did, after seeing something like this online, I did some research and I came up with something that I started working with a company, and we're going to do the same scenario basically again. I'm going to put some gasoline. We're going to put some water. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to mix it up. We're going to let it phase out again. So now we've got this inoperable fuel, according to ASTM specs anyway. Here we have inoperable fuel, and partially because we have phase separation occurring in both, and you can see that stratification on the tube on the left. And then we've got untreated versus treated, and there's the glob. It's kind of white looking. I'm not sure how well y'all can see it, but what I found is this stuff right here. And granted, it's an old bottle. I've done this quite a few times to just evaluate a lot of different products to see what kind of results we can get. It's the only thing I found that what I understand is a terminal grade, so that means it can be put in a bulk tank underground and then resold. It meets an OSHA requirement, meets an ASTM requirement, and it meets an MSHA requirement for below ground usage and being able to be resold. So I found that this is more beneficial overall, and it takes a little more to reverse than it does to prevent. But if you look close, you'll see that stratification occurring. I'm sorry, what was the stratification occurring? And now we see a little more operable fuel. It's a little clearer, and you can kind of see the wispiness in there, and it's kind of cleaning things up pretty good. There's no glob of stuff in the bottom. And we'll compare these two side by side. See the glob? No glob. Hold them in the same direction, however you want to look at them. This fuel over here is clean. This fuel is not. This is treated seafoam. This is treated with a product called Fuel Ox, which is very interesting because of the way that it suppresses, and you can see it more so on the bottom in the stratification effect. See if I can get it to fall. There it is. See it pretty clean, pretty much plain as day. There's your ethanol sitting there. Which do you prefer, guys? Isopropyl alcohol, a detergent that's basically doing the same thing as fuel by itself, or do you want something that's going to work for you? I do recommend the phaser when it comes to gasoline, your boats, your lawnmowers, chainsaws, and there's some amazing products on the diesel fuel side that Primrose actually manufactures, designs them, and they do all the engineering. It's not like, I think this is made in 5 or 6 different places in the country. So, in my opinion, there's a lot of errors that can be had there. This company I'm not real familiar with. I've heard about them. I've heard some good things about them, increasing fuel mileage and things like that, which is always a good thing. And it states it does not contain alcohol, so that's good. But for long-term storage, we're looking at, we've got to have something that can manage the condensation to keep the ethanol from falling apart. It's a big difference there with these fuels that we're evaluating. I don't know. You tell me. Phaser, seafoam, Fuel Ox. Which one do you prefer? Click like, share in the comments. Give us a follow on Primrose Oil Company Facebook page. We look forward to hearing from you, and enjoy the holidays.